What if you could grow plants that had never existed before? Plants shaped by magic. That's exactly what I'm building in my game, and today I'll show you how it works. Welcome to the first devlog of my untitled potion game. I'll be sharing the latest updates on the game here. So potion game is all about creating magical plants, like these, by brewing potions. And the process of making these potions is packed with satisfying mechanics, such as mechanical parts like these. And the reason behind making this game was to try and make as many elements in the environment interactive as possible. Have you ever played a game and there was this door that looks very inviting, and when you try to open it, nothing? My goal is that whenever the player wonders, "Oh, can I do this?" the answer will be yes. Back to plants. The goal of this game is for the player to create their own unique magical plants. And for that reason, I decided to make the plant creation process procedural. So what is procedural generation? Procedural generation is a way of creating data, and in my case, 3D plants, algorithmically, as opposed to modeling each plant individually. Why procedural generation? The answer to that is variety and randomness. Manually creating plant models takes a lot of time and is limiting, since I can only create so many models. It also isn't efficient storage-wise. And this limitation makes the game very predictable after a while. And experimenting with different potion brewing strategies quickly becomes meaningless. On the other hand, procedural generation works on a rule parameter basis, meaning I only have to define the rules of how the plant is generated and then feed the algorithm different values to produce new results. This is way more efficient and gives the player unlimited combinations that each generate a unique plant. How is it done? With math and logic. Some mathematical expressions can describe, for example, the curved shape of a plant's stem. One of the implementations of these curves are splines, which simply put are smooth, flexible curves that are defined by a set of points that are connected smoothly rather than being connected by straight lines. Splines can be used to shape, for example, the trunk and branches of a tree or the stem of a plant. Splines are very useful because they are as easy to manipulate as moving the control points that make them up. And this can be simply programmed to promote the procedural workflow. For example, I can generate a spline that is shaped like a sine wave going upwards to create a stem that is, well, wavy, or create an arc and then apply noise to it for a mystical log. And in order to turn these splines into 3D plants, I need to generate mesh around them. This is done by placing points in circles around the spline and then connecting them together to create a 3D surface, which is exactly what I've been working on. Fortunately, Unreal Engine, the engine I'm using, already has its built-in implementation of splines called the spline component. I only had to write a function that creates mesh around that spline, which took me some time since I'm not an expert programmer, and I faced a lot of issues, as you can see. It works now, but I still want to add some functionality, which should be fairly simple now. Finally, here's the first look at Mr. Avocado seed. It was ready to be planted, and here it is in its temporary pot.